Go ahead, Angela. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our weekly webinar. Here to just give you a little bit of inspiration and a few tips to motivate your business this week. So happy Halloween to those of you who celebrate Halloween. Let us know if you're dressing up tonight. I have to go out trick-or-treating, so I always, either paint my face like a Katrina, like for Day of the Dead or something. My girls always demand we wear a costume. So let us know in the chat if you're doing anything fun for Halloween today. For our agenda today, we're going to do a product spotlight on Palmarosa. We're going to talk about a few business tools like our host program and other tips on how to get more movement in your spas and your events. We're going to also talk about using story highlights in Instagram for our tech tip today. And we'll share our call to action and go over our October promotions, which are ending today, which is important. So okay, so our product spotlight today is Palmarosa. This is an essential oil that is really nice because it has good mind and body benefits for us. It is native to Pakistan and India. It's also known as Turkish rose. It's been around for a long time. And it's very well known for just giving us like that sense of tranquility. And I really like it because it has a very nice aroma. It smells like a little bit like rose, but it's just kind of like a clean herbal. It's like a clean herbal scent. So I like it that if I want to use this with other members of my family and things like that, it's a good aroma that's not, or that can be used with, the whole family likes how that smells. You can use it in your diffuser. You can put a drop on your pillow or on a tissue. You can use it in body massage or inhalations for relaxation. You can use it in a bath, like in a foot bath or a regular bath. Just make sure you put a few drops of this in with another used bath foam or bath essence so that it gets blended in. We don't want it to just be floating in the water. We want it to be in one of our used products before we put it in the bath. You can also use this on compresses as well for relaxation. So it has a really subtle scent. We really like that about it. Like I said, it works well with other oils and it smells so nice. My whole family loves this one. The emotional benefits is that it stabilizes the body and the mind. It provides balance and self-confidence. It's a good one to have going on in your workspace. It relaxes our nervous tension. It levels our emotions and helps us find our center. It's also good for things like meditation. It helps us dispel negative thoughts and feelings, and it helps problems flow easily so that we're able to problem solve. So it has a lot of good emotional benefits, and it smells wonderful, but it also has really nice benefits for our skin. We can use it to balance our skin, and it can be used on the face. So if you have customers who are complaining about their skin not feeling like it's in balance, either they have too much oil production or it feels like they don't have enough oil production and their skin feels dry, this helps balance it for both skin types. So especially people with combination skin or that have one or extreme or the other, you can recommend that they add a drop of this to their moisturizer in the morning, for example. And also, if you have someone complaining about their skin not feeling balanced, make sure you also recommend that they try our Vital Use Clarifying Tonic. Tonic is a really good way to keep your skin pH balanced and help kind of moderate all the things that it's doing. So Clarifying Tonic would be good to recommend for them as well. But you can also add this in to our mattifying hydrogel. So the Vital Use line has fantastic skincare. If the mattifying hydrogel would be for people who have more oil prone skin. And what it does is it has the Edelweiss and things like that are going to give them anti-aging benefits and deep moisture, but it also has yellow moambe, which goes in and tells their skin to not overproduce oil, right? So it goes in and tells the sebaceous glands not to overdo it, right? So that's a good thing. And if you add the Palmarosa in with that, that's a good combination to just help their skin feel more balanced. A lot of people with oil prone skin or combination skin complain that they can't find a moisturizer that feels like it gets their skin just right. I would say this is fantastic. I use this. It depends on the weather. Sometimes I have to do the daily the moisturizing day cream, like in the winter and stuff too, but I use that a lot to control oil production in my T-zone especially. You can also add Palmarosa if you have someone who has more dry skin. You can also add a drop of Palmarosa like to our day cream, the Vital Use Day Cream, or if they want even deeper moisturizer, it could be used with the deep hydrating cream as well. So I love that about it, that it works for different kinds of skin types and just helps it get more balanced so that we're not over or under producing those oils that our skin needs. Okay, and so just do really recommend this to your customers who are struggling with finding balanced emotions, but also for finding balance in their skincare. And when you're looking at your needs cards for these, this Palmarosa will work well in blends for like love and passion. So we want to combine it with Neroli Palmarosa Orange for our love blend. Also, you can do that for the Tranquil blend for that sense of serenity. If you combine lavender, orange, and Palmarosa, oh my gosh, this smells so good. Lavender, orange, and Palmarosa, it's like all my favorite things in one blend. So you can also mix equal parts of those in a diffuser or with the Aroma Blends creams for that tranquil feeling. So definitely, if you don't have this in your collection yet, definitely check it out. It is a fantastic oil that is used for so many different things, and it smells wonderful and blends well with other oils. Okay, so for our business tools today, we want to talk more about our host program. It is such a powerful tool in keeping your business consistent and booming every month. And we want to make sure that you understand it really well. We also want to talk about some of the barriers that might be holding you back from finding more hosts. When we are in sales, it can be a daunting task to talk to people about hosting events, right? So I just want to give you like a few tips, things that come into my mind and that I've heard other people talk about as well when they're like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna do an event this week. It's something's making me nervous. Something's holding me back. Think about a barrier that you have in your mind and type it in the chat, whether you're on Facebook or in Zoom. Let us know what is a barrier that often comes into your mind when you are trying to set up events. Some people might be thinking, for example, what if no one shows up? What if I plan this big event, whether it's an open house at my house or it's a spa at someone else's house? What if no one shows up? That can happen sometimes. It's happened to all of us, even some of our top directors, right? Are like, oh, that's happened to me before. That's okay. If you are doing a demonstration of the product with 1 or 2 people, you're still creating a connection with new customers and you are still teaching about our products. And they are still going to be valuable members of your community that are going to talk about our products with other people. So don't worry about it. Even if you just do your spa treatment for your host, it's like a nice one-on-one shopping appointment. So don't worry about that, right? You can also talk about if you're talking to someone and they're like, oh, I don't want to host an event because what if no one shows up? Tell them that's okay. I'm happy to do this treatment with you and offer some alternatives. You can say, okay, and if no one shows up to, for example, an in-home spa, could we also offer an online option that people can check out later, right? Whether you make a Facebook event with a Zoom, or if you do a Facebook group and you have posts throughout a couple of days or things like that. I hybrid all the time so that we can reach more people, even when we can't coordinate our schedules. Or what if someone says, oh, but what if I don't meet the minimum sales? What if I don't make that minimum $300 in sales and 3 orders? Guess what? Our orders now ship out right away. So if you have to leave that spa link open for a while and try a few different strategies, that's okay. If you or your host are just patient, you can keep trying a few different things with that same spa link over a longer period of time now. You don't have to close out your spa within a week to get those products shipped out. They ship out right away. What if I don't have all the products? What if I don't have every single use product at home to do all of the themes that we offer? That's okay too. You know what? You offer themes that you can do with your products, even as you're building your own product collection a little at a time. Offer with what you have. Just set up the themes that you are feeling comfortable with, that you've been able to learn a lot about, and that you have the products to demonstrate. What if you don't have time to set up a big event? You need something fast and easy. Ooh, here's where I love grabbing things from my consultant kit that make life really simple, right? Do you have needs cards? Yes, we all do. Do you have a quick demonstration guide that you don't need to have a projector and a PowerPoint and all that stuff? You can just flip through this, talk a little bit about our company, talk about our main products. Like, you can make it that simple. You bring some products, you bring your needs cards, you bring your quick demonstration guide, and you just have fun and chat with your customers and make the focus on them. You can do that without putting in a lot of investment of time before you set up your event. You can also do social selling, where you just create a short little video and a spa link, and your host shares that with their contacts. Like, that doesn't take more than 5 minutes of our time. So also look into that social selling aspect. If you're not sure what that is, we'll try to keep talking about it, but reach out to us if you have questions about how to get started with that. And what if you or your host is saying, oh, I've already asked everyone I know, no one's interested. I would also recommend, when you get to this point where you're like, oh, no one's interested, no one's answering me, no one in my inner circle wants to do this right now. That is where we have to build our circle and meet new people. When I have those moments for myself, that's when I'm looking for, when is my next wellness event or expo in my community where I can go out and meet new people. That's when I make sure that I have samples and business cards in my purse at all times. So even if I'm at the gym and someone's, sniffling or sneezing or something, like I can share my product to say like, hey, have you tried this? This works really well for that. So work on expanding your network when you get to those moments. There are so many different ways to do that, but going to expos and wellness events is a great way to meet new people, and just carrying your samples and your business card or your contact information around will make a big difference as well. So don't let those things hold you back. There are so many quick fixes for those little barriers that pop up when we are trying to find someone to host an event with us. And we also want to make sure that you understand those host rewards really well, so that when you're offering this opportunity, you're explaining it clearly and you know how to guide your host. So obviously we want to set up an event topic, right? Or a theme for what are we going to focus on. We don't want to just share all of the products with them at random. We want to pick a theme. Sometimes that theme is introduction to use, and we talk about our use favorites, but sometimes it's respiratory care. Sometimes it's like hand or foot care. Sometimes it's facials, things like that. So, so offer topics that you're comfortable with and ready for, and let your host choose. Then you're going to create your event materials, however you decide to do it. And you're going to have your host send out some personalized invitations to their friends and family, their contacts, to see who is interested in their event. And then I always set it up just as I tell my host, okay, let's just teach people about the products. You can share your testimonial about what you already love, and we'll see if people are interested. If people are buying from your event, then you can get some free and half price product. Remember that with those host benefits, for them to earn their free and half price product, they do need a minimum $300 retail in sales and a minimum of 3 orders. Excuse me. Now your host, I've had a few hosts where they're like really close to one of these different levels or to a limit, and they'll place an order on their own spa link, because for them it is worth it. Like they want the products anyways, and so they do that sometimes to even qualify for themselves. And remember that the orders will ship out right away. So there's no rush to close the event. If you do an in-person event and your host thinks that she can reach more people by including some virtual things, some digital things, there's no rush to close out the event if you think you can reach more people. Everyone who orders, their orders get processed and shipped out right away. And offer flexible event options. Do they want in-person? Do they want virtual? Do they want hybrid, some in-person and some virtual? Do they want to do social selling? I call it social sharing when I share it with my potential hosts. Like, do you want to do social sharing where I just give you a video and your link and you just like share it with people? You say, I've been using this chamomile hand cream and I really love it. Here's a little bit more information about it. Do you want to check it out? Like you can make this as simple or complex as you are ready for, but offer some options to your host so that they see that it's not just like they have to do an in-home event. They have lots of options, okay? And let them choose. That's a good way to start that conversation too, is like, oh, I noticed that you mentioned you wanted this product, but you didn't have the room in your budget for it right now. Do you know I have these other options to help you earn the products for free and half price? And then I share different ways that we can do that. So when you are talking about hosting, it's also helpful to have your host set a goal. And it can even be the starter of your conversation where your host is like, oh, I really want the cold and flu care set, or I really want this, but it's just not in my budget right now. That can be their goal. You could say, hey, if we were to throw a little event for you, right? Like if I were to just teach people about the products, you invite them, etc. If we get to this number in sales, you would get that set for free, plus another item or 2 for half off, right? Like that can be kind of your selling point for taking that step to being a host. And the way you want to do the math for that, right, to help them create that goal, like let's say your host says they want a free 20 ml anti-stress, right? That's like a $75 value. We know it's worth every drop, right? We know it's amazing and you get a lot of use out of that, but sometimes $75 for that bottle is like scary to people. So we want to say, okay, how about we get you that for free? I'm going to take, okay, $75 in product. Let's say I'm trying to figure out, okay, how much does she need in sales? If she is getting 15% of her sales in free product, and I want her to get 75, that 15% should be $75 or more. All I do is I take $75, her goal, right? That's her goal for the product she wants for free. I go on my phone, I say 75 divided by, and then I'm going to divide it by that 15%, which would be 0.15. And that will give me my total party sales that I need in order for her to earn that. Okay. If I do that math, right, I say, okay, she wants a product for $75. She gets 15% of her party sales. What do I want her party sales to be? It tells me that that's $500. So that I know, I tell her, okay, so our goal in order to get you your anti-stress is we want 500 in sales. Can we do that? Yes, we can. Okay, so she wants 500 in sales, minimum 3 orders, and she has her product. Plus she gets to pick something else out for free because she's in this first tier of products. Her sales are between $300 and $599. That's 15% of her sales, and she gets one product at 50% off. Okay, does the math make sense? I'm going to do another example because I feel like math is hard for me. And sometimes it can be for other people as well. Now let's do an example for the second tier. Okay, so let's say your host says, I want a free cold and flu season set. That's $124 value. What do I need to do to get that for free? So now here, again, I'm going to take, okay, her goal product costs $124. And I'm going to start just saying, okay, so if that were 15%, for example, if she were getting that was 15% of her party sales, I would take 124 divided by 0.15, or that 15%. That tells me she needs $826 to get that for free. Now, wait a minute. $826 would be in the second tier. The second tier, if they have $600 to $999 in sales, they earn 20% of their sales and two half-price products. I'm going to do my math one more time then. I'm going to say, okay, so that doesn't work in the first level. Yes, I'm going to take 124 and now I'm going to divide it by the 20% of our second tier. That tells me that she would need $620 in party sales in order to reach that goal. Does that make sense? And she'd get the two half-price items in combination with that. So use your quick math skills to help your host set a goal. Ask them, because remember, with our free item, with the free product, that can go towards an individual item or a set. Okay, almost all of them are in the host reward catalog. The half-price items are individual products, but they can put their free product towards a set. So shoot for the moon, ask them what they need, and help them set that goal, and keep working with them in creative ways until they can reach it. Okay. And so let me know if you have questions about the math of that, but take the amount that their goal product is worth, divide it by the percentage of whatever tier they are in, and then that will give you your total sale goal for the event. Okay, so hopefully that helps you talk with your hosts and set a goal. That's very motivating for them to invite more people, to talk about the products, to give better testimonials. Having those numbers in mind is really helpful. And another way that I wanted to talk to you about, okay, so when you are having trouble finding hosts or you are having trouble building your network, we highly recommend looking into doing expos, wellness fairs, bazaars, community events, anywhere that you can get the word out that you represent this product and teach and demonstrate for people how they work. So I do try to do this once a month or once every other month. That seems to be a good amount of investment for me for time and money spent on like paying the fees to get a spot at an expo. I do it once or twice a month, and I always am able to meet some new people and branch out my business a little bit better from each one of these. And they're fun. I just like hanging out and talking with people. It's like I'm a stay-at-home mom right now, so I'm like a work from home mom right now. So when I get a Saturday and I get to go for like 4 to 6 hours and just talk to adults about taking care of themselves, that fills my cup. Like it's a fun thing that I really love to do. So so how to find events in your area? Go to Facebook, click on events, and there's an option to search your own zip code, and then you'll see possible events show up there. Try to look as far out in advance as possible, because a lot of these good events fill up quickly. So do your research and try to plan throughout the year. What are some different Saturdays or whatever that you want to dedicate to building your youth network. You can also find, and you'll find contact information in their events and how to sign up for them, usually right within the event information. I also just do like regular Google searches for, like, I'm in Wisconsin, so I just do like health wellness fairs Wisconsin or vendor craft fairs Wisconsin, and I see like how far am I able to go. Sometimes I'm able to combine an expo with a visit to a family member or something like that. So so definitely look into that. Also check out bulletin boards in your community areas. That these still exist. Sometimes we walk right by them, so just check them out. And there are flyers still that are up on bulletin boards in a lot of areas. You can also create your own events, even in person or virtual. You can create, if you have other friends who are offering products, and we want to try to not compete with the same kinds of products, but like if I have someone who sells like leggings and stuff and another friend who sells smoothies and I sell used, and we try to combine our efforts. Everyone comes with some friends and we each have our moment to like demonstrate and talk about our products, or we each have our table set up for people to visit and learn about our products. It's a really cool way to just meet new people, have fun, right? It's like a party. And people can come and shop like our own little bazaar. So people have done these in their backyards. People have done these inside their houses. Sometimes there's like a space in your library that you can rent for free. Check that out. There are so many different opportunities that you can just get people together and keep your business rolling. Okay. And I also talk to other vendors around me at the events. When I am at an event, I ask, oh, do you know if there's anything else like this in the spring? And they always have ideas of other events, and I take note of them and I search for those later when I get home so that I can sign up for them as well. So, so get out there, find events, and build that network. And now when you are setting up for a wellness fair, you can also you can keep it simple. You know, the less clutter we have in our space can be better sometimes. So you get like you get a nice tablecloth. I bought one of the white used tablecloths off of Virtual Office, like in the business supplies and my consultant orders. So I got a used tablecloth that I put on top of a white tablecloth, so it covers my whole table. I set out a few needs cards, not all of them, just like needs that I'm talking about that day. I bring along my quick demonstration guide. This is the newer one, just to have it set up either like this so that people can see the company's name. Or I'll set up the page that talks about the company history to kind of build that credibility. So I have this setting up usually. I have a few needs cards set out in front of some key products. I have samples and brochures already set up. I buy these 6x9. I buy these 6x9 cellophane, like sealable bags off of Amazon. And I just put a quick reference guide, a couple of samples, and my contact information. I just make like an address label. You can put your business card in there too, but I like to stick it right on. I stick it right on the booklet, not on the plastic, like right on the booklet so that people can find me easily. This one is an older one that I had that just had like my website and email and things like that. But I also now have QR codes that take them to my link tree, and that link tree has my shopping site, specific product links, how to sign up on my team, things like that. So, whatever level of technology you're comfortable with, definitely have something ready that you can hand out and have them take home. But I also, instead of just handing out samples, I also have a few products that I do demonstrations with for people so that they can try your product while they were standing there with me and talking to me. So for example, I just did one in October, and at the beginning of October, and I had hand care, like the chamomile hand cream and the sandalwood body butter and the care and repair cream, or the care and repair oil. Like I set out a few things, like, do people want hand care? Do they want respiratory care? I had Eucosol and thyme out for that. Or do they want stress relief? And I just had like anti-stress and 31 herbal oil. So when people would come up to my table, I would just say, hey, do you want a little spa treatment today? I'm doing, for your hands or for respiratory care or stress. And people would kind of pick between those main topics I was offering for the day. And then I would like let them smell the product. I would have tissues so I could put a drop of an oil on a tissue for people to smell, or I would spray Eucosol on a tissue so they could smell. So they get to experience our products right away. And I'm giving them like a limited set to choose from. so that they don't get overwhelmed. Some people will take the used favorite set. I just think about like, what are people's needs at this time of year, and set out a few products. So it's up to you, however you want to do that, but do have product on hand that you can use for demonstrations with them while they are there, in case they lose their samples later or forget to try them when they get home. It's best if you can get them to try it right in front of you. And then I always do a raffle. You don't want to meet all these people and then not be able to follow up with them. So do a raffle. I do like little sheets of paper. I don't know if I have them out right now. They're about this size. I just print them and cut them out. That says like, what's your name, and share your phone number and email. What's your preferred method of contact? You want me to text you or email you or call you? And then I have like a little list of needs. What are some needs that you're interested in? And they circle. So I have them sign up for that raffle, and I raffle off either a free shipping code or a product like a travel size hand cream. And then that way I can follow up with people a few days after the expo. I can call or email or text and follow up with people to let them know if they won the raffle, but also just to say, oh, I noticed that you had these needs. What can I do to help with that, etc. So definitely do some kind of raffle where you have their contact information and can follow up with them shortly afterwards. Ask if they tried out their samples, because they often forget, things like that. And that will help you create a network of people who are interested in your products. Some are just interested in the samples, let's be real, but a lot of people will be interested in your products. And it's a great way to create conversations with people outside of your inner circle. So any questions about expos, go ahead and put them in the chat, and we'll try to get to those later. And then I think for now we will go on to, oh, I always do this just a reminder. Remember, there are 4 ways to sell: spa and wellness events, which we talked about today, your personal website, your PCC, and individual orders. Use all of those tools to build your business every month. Okay, and then we'll move on to our social media tips. This is another great way to reach new people. We've talked about creating our niche and our personal brand on social media. We've talked about these main pillars of content that we want on our social media. Find ways to inspire and educate and entertain so that people want to follow you. Share often on social media. It's great for algorithms so that people can see your content more often. And you have lots of content through the app. If you go to resources, current promotions and offers, the promotions, and then you have like the web and story formats. Use those sometimes, but also make your own content. People want to see your face, right? So we want to also, when we post content, do things like stickers, links, polls on your stories so that people can interact with them. I like to post mine from Instagram because there are a few more options on there. Okay, and now today we're going to talk a little bit more about Instagram stories, right? These are Instagram stories that are very powerful because you put something new up every 24 hours. Instagram and Facebook stories, they can be connected, so they post to each other. They last for 24 hours after you post them, and then you just keep posting new content daily so that there's always something up, right? And when we're creating story content, we want it to be a little bit more relaxed, a little bit less structured and planned and rehearsed. Like, it's just like you're sharing little bits of your story. So it could be like something that's going on in your life and what you used a product for. It could be a little demo. It could be, it could be a lot. It could be something entertaining that talks about a topic of self-care, things like that. But when you are using your Instagram profile, there is an aspect of that a lot of us are just kind of like, if we don't know it's there, it's easy to miss. I'll show you my blank one here. So this is like my business account on Instagram, right? And so here under my profile information, you'll see story highlights. And this is a place where we can take stories, which normally last only 24 hours, and we can put them in a more permanent place. Here is why these story highlights are very powerful for our business. They stay there for a longer period of time, and we can link directly to our products on them. And it gives like an overview of our content for our customers. I'm just going to show you really quickly how to do this because it's really not that hard. All you do is you go to your Instagram account and you click on this little plus button up at the top, like where you add new content. So click on this little plus button up at the top, and you will see options, right? Are you going to do a reel or a post or a story? And go to story highlights. If you're on Instagram, go ahead and follow along with me. And there it's going to show you all of your stories that have been archived. If you deleted a story, you might not see it here, but you can post new stories and then add them, or you can choose from your existing stories. So you'll just click on the one that you want. And from there, it's going to ask you to give it a name. It has to be a short name. So mine is just like chamomile. This is my hand care story that I posted a little while ago. So I just put chamomile, and they won't let you put a lot of characters in there. And it will also let you edit your cover. So it will either let you just like zoom in on an image that's already in your story, like I did here, or it will let you add an image that's already on your phone. So like if you have a chamomile hand product that you've gotten from our app or that you've gotten from the website, you can upload that here to have that as your cover. So you want it to look nice, you want it to draw attention, and then you just click done, and it shows up on your story highlights, so that when people are visiting your page, they can click there and see your highlights. So take a little time to play around with that today. But if you have not been posting stories, create a few new ones. They're easy and simple, and just add some key products to your story highlights. Okay. And so your call to action this week, remember, we're still doing the call to action, sell 5 sets or $600. This month ends today, right? Find some expo and event opportunities in your area to build your network, and create some stories to put on your Instagram highlights, so that you can have that set up on your profile. Okay. And remember about our promotions that are ending today.